Hey guys, it's Jessica and today I will be doing a paint with me video. I've never done a video like this before. It's very experimental, but I've always loved doing art. Throughout my childhood, I was always creative and I wanted to make different art pieces. I always used like recyclable cereal boxes and stuff like that to make different wee projects. When I went to secondary school, I took art on for GCSE, and although I was not the most talented in that class, I still really much enjoyed doing art. Ever since then, I have continued to do it as a hobby. Again, I am not the best. I think I'm better than the average person. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't put any pressure on me. I just changed into this pajama top just in case I get paint over myself. I like that other top that I was wearing, so I do not want to get it covered in paint. On another note, I do not have the best paint. When I mean the best, I mean I have the worst paint you could possibly have. I'm using this. I have small things like this. This could possibly go very wrong, and maybe this video will never meet the internet. We're gonna try our best and see what happens. For my photo inspiration, I stumbled across this photo. I will put it up on the screen. I thought it was a nice photo that I could possibly recreate because it's not complex or dynamic, and obviously I want to start easy because I have not painted in a really long time. First thing I'm going to do is sketch out the drawing first, so I have an outline of where to go from there. You know, it's basically I'm talking such shite. I just need something to give me a guidance to where and how I'm going to paint this. So today I thought I'd talk about a number of different topics, such as body positivity, what dreams really mean, and how I coped through lockdown. On the topic of body positivity, I stumbled upon this video on YouTube called "The Unrealistic Toxic Beauty Standard is Deadly," and I'll link it down in the description. I found this video incredibly eye-opening, and I sent it to all my friends and family members. The video explains how ever since we were young, we have been brainwashed into thinking what body type and even skin colour is classified as beautiful. When I was younger, I played with Barbie dolls and Bratz dolls. They had small waists, long legs, and overall a slim figure. This made me, along with many other children, believe that was what beauty is, but in reality, it isn't. Beauty is all body types and all shades of colour. I forgot to mention how beauty standards change depending on where you go. For instance, in Turkey, they admire women with rolls, whereas in Paris, they prefer slimmer women. Beauty standards differ depending on where you are, therefore you can never please everyone, so you may as well just love your body the way it is. In the video, a toddler who was black was asked to choose between two baby dolls. One was white and the other was black, and she chose the white doll.
The baby one looks really nasty for some reason.
It was utterly heartbreaking, and I think it should be a huge wake-up call for many parents to buy their children dolls that are more realistic and inclusive. However, I am yet to discover a company that offers this. I know over the years Barbie dolls have included dolls of different races, however they still have the body shape of a quote-unquote perfect body. Many of my family and friends suffer with body positivity. They are constantly trying to lose weight or go on a diet. This is because they want to obtain the quote-unquote perfect body that Instagram models have online. If going on a diet and working out is overall making them feel like a happier person, then that is absolutely amazing and the right thing to do. But if their intentions are not in the right place, then things can go wrong. I used to know someone who would skip meals to lose weight, but this has so many harmful side effects. Your hair thins, your skin might break out, and your body is lacking crucial nutrients. Another thing to add is if people have the wrong intentions, like only wanting to lose weight to fit into the beauty standards, then they may never be satisfied. If they reach their goal of losing a few pounds, they may set a new goal, and then a new goal, and so on. They are never satisfied with their own body. Is that really how someone would want to live? Obviously not, and I know it is so much easier said than done. I love my body, and I know people will say, well, you're skinny. But honestly, I struggled in the past with body image. I thought my legs were too skinny, as some said I was bow-legged. Obviously, I can laugh about that now because I know how silly it is, but back then I was actually wanting to gain weight. I wanted a curvy hourglass figure that the social media portrayed, but in reality, I just wasn't built like that. The main advice that I can give may sound cringy, but it truly works, and that is being nicer to yourself. I have stopped talking down to myself as I did before, and now I give myself compliments like, damn, you look good, or you look pretty today. And even if I don't believe it, hearing it out loud is beneficial to your mental health. This is due to your inner conscience. Your inner conscience is always listening and picking up on things. So by saying you look pretty enough times a day, you will start to believe it. I try to compliment myself every morning and every night, and when I first started doing this, I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but I continued to do it because I wanted to see if it would work and to see if my confidence would improve. I still struggle a lot with confidence in general, but I definitely think I am more body confident and comfortable in my own skin. It's honestly all that fake it till you make it motto. And when I started feeling more confident in myself, I stopped caring as much what other people had to say. And that is another reason why I started this YouTube channel, because I realized I don't care what other people have to say. If you want to do something, you should do it. Another piece of advice I would give is to unfollow some Instagram models. It really helped me to not constantly compare my own body to someone's body online which they could have face-tuned. Instead, I followed pages that promoted body positivity and accepted all different body types. I also followed many feminism accounts on Instagram. They taught me how to love my body and to see that certain things that I was going through are completely normal and many other people experience the same thing. On top of that, it opened my eyes to the toxic beauty standard that we see today. On the topic of body positivity, one of my biggest inspirations would be my sister, Kaale, who has Down syndrome. She is so body confident, and it honestly is so admirable. It's just really inspiring to see her not care what anybody else thinks. So moving on to talk about dreams, and I mean the dreams that we have when we're asleep. I believe that dreams represent emotions that we experience. Throughout the day, our inner conscience suppresses certain feelings so we do not have to feel them. Some of the time we don't even know we have these emotions because they don't come up in our thoughts. However, when we are dreaming, the emotions come up to the surface like bubbles. Our brain transforms these emotions into dreams. Basically, the point of what I'm trying to say is that by analysing our dreams, we can figure out why we are feeling a certain way and therefore learn how to deal with it. For example, I had a dream the other night that me and Alexander Skarsgård, one of my favourite actors, were together, and then he walked away abruptly. In analysing this dream, I can figure out what he represents and the reason for him walking away. So he could possibly represent maybe a healthy relationship, or even one of my university choices, and by the fact that he's walking away could symbolise how I think that goal is unachievable. I find dreams incredibly interesting, which is why I applied for psychology in a few of my university choices. Moving on, I was listening to the Sweet Boys podcast by Garrett and Andrew, which I'll link down below because I am obsessed with it. In one of the episodes, Garrett talks about how your brain doesn't know the difference between dreaming and reality, which is why athletes learn how to lucid dream so they can train in their sleep. This makes so much sense because when we experience a nightmare, we can actually be left traumatized. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about dreams. My last thing I want to talk about today is how I dealt with being in lockdown for over 3 months. The first week in December I was still in school, and shortly after that we went back into a very strict lockdown, and we have been in it ever since. And I am due back to school on the 22nd of March. However, lockdown continues until the first week in April. So throughout this time of me being alone in my house with my family, I have had many ways in how I have coped. So the first one was going on walks at least once every other day. I've already been on my walk today and it was amazing. I have always loved nature, which is another conversation I could probably talk about one day, but I love being in nature and taking my mind off things that are causing me anxiety or stress, and going for a walk really helps your mental health. Another thing that helped me cope was obviously YouTube and Netflix. I was able to watch some of my favourite shows and my favourite YouTubers, and it really helped me distract myself from all the worries and the stress that COVID-19 and lockdown caused. I am in my final year in school, so I have been applying for universities, and hopefully in September time I will be going off to university. However, I have not sat an actual exam since GCSE, and this is all because COVID-19 and lockdown, and my education board has decided that it's just not going to happen. So it has been very stressful and confusing, and even now the teachers still don't really know what's happening. So that has definitely caused me a lot of stress. However, these ways that I've coped by going for walks, going on YouTube or Netflix, they have really helped. Another thing that has helped me is self-care. So I am very big into my skincare, as I said in my previous video, and by taking the time to do my skincare every morning and night, it was honestly very therapeutic and genuinely helped me with self-care. Another thing with self-care is to either take baths or take nice long showers, but obviously you don't want to waste much water. But the self-care process of relaxation also is very beneficial. Another thing that I did was I started to read. So this started when I decided to take a break off social media for 1 week. I actually took a break off my phone for a week, and I only went on it once a day to reply to my friends' messages so they didn't think that I was a bad friend. And this week was when my mental health absolutely peaked. By going off my phone, I needed something to take up the time, as I spent 7 hours on my phone every single day. So then I was like, right, what am I going to do with my days? And this was when I decided to start reading. As I said before, my favourite actor is Alexander Skarsgård, and I fell in love with him after watching the True Blood series. So I decided to start reading the books. I'm already on the 2nd book of the series, and I am obsessed with it. I've been reading it every single night, and honestly it is another great distraction to take my mind off the pressures of social media, another form of escapism.
Stay up all night. Let's pretend we're alright in the drive-thru. I'm in love with you. Now I know what I should do. She calls me day and night. I'm sorry.
So right here, this is where I decided to draw blue butterflies. I thought the painting itself just looked a bit boring and I wanted to add some spice. However, as you can see, when the time goes on, I am a Virgo and sometimes don't know when to stop, so I think I kind of ruined the butterflies. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I also just decided to make her green jumper a bit more blue. I added a hint of the blue that I use for the butterflies, and I eventually added a hint of blue to her hair as well because I just wanted the whole painting to be tied in together.
Then you would feel alive.
He never answers me. When I call, it makes me feel so lonely.
So I'm finally finished. I started at 6 and then I had dinner in between, and now it is at exactly 10 p.m. I did spend a lot of time on it. Don't like how the butterflies turned out at all, but I like the fact that they're there. I think it really adds to it. She's more to this side than the middle. Also doesn't look anything like the original. I think that's a good thing. Changed her hair, I added the butterflies. The first one was very simplistic. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm absolutely exhausted. I hope you enjoyed this video. My back is breaking. I will see you again sometime. Bye bye. And before I forget, like, comment and subscribe. More